Hello, welcome to Metroid Fusion Randomizer Tournament. I'll be one of the commentators for this race, Luna Leica, and I'll be joined by Jagger G in just a bit.
Me. Hello.
Apparently, by just a bit, I mean in a fraction of a second.
Yeah. I was just loading up the tracker and whatnot.
We will be seeing Dragonfangs and CZeke.
I'm excited for this match. This is going to be a tiebreaker race. They're both 1-1. They're in the losers bracket, huh? This could be the last round. This will be the last round for somebody.
It's just a matter of who. I'll be wishing best of luck to both of our runners. We'll see what kind of item placements they have this time around. Which, for anybody who is new to the randomizer, we basically take missiles, morph ball, energy tanks, all that stuff, and shuffle it all over. So you never really know where you're going to find your items. The goal, as this text explains, though they're going through it quickly, is to find charge beam, plasma beam, and missiles, and unlock level 4 locks, which itself requires multiple items, such as the gravity suit, due to being underwater.
It also generally requires speed booster and either bombs or screw attack, almost always bombs, and also a way out of lower sector 4, which is either screw attack or some kind of ice device. Usually diffusion missiles are preferred.
Yeah. Right now, our runners make their way up to get the first item. This is the path every randomizer currently has to start with. And that will continue to be the case unless a randomized target location gets figured out. And it looks like we're starting with missiles. There's 3 starting items: missiles, morph ball, and speed booster. Because these are the 3 items that can, in one way or another, open up more checks. 2 of them let you go straight to the elevators, to the main sectors.
Oh wow, double fault from both players. They're probably both feeling terrible about that, but it's so early on that honestly, it's mainly the late game luck that will play a factor in most of these races. So they may feel bad about that one fall, but it's not gonna end their tournament career.
Yeah. Case of early energy tanks.
Yeah, of course, they don't know that their opponent fell as well, so they have no idea how they're matched up against each other until the end.
There's the morph ball.
Okay. We have seen a play on occasion where a player or two may actually opt to skip the Arachnus fight if they get morph ball early. Dragonfangs will very likely just fight Arachnus. He's a long-time veteran of the speedruns, so he's pretty confident that he can do an okay job at dispatching Arachnus. And Zeke is following and just going ahead and fighting Arachnus as well. Not a particularly difficult fight. It's kind of just RNG how long it takes, depending on how often he rolls. It can roll like between 0 and 3 times per fight, so not getting great luck on Zeke's end. I think that was 4 rolls, but yeah, it's even harder in Rando when you don't get any missile tanks, because you have to use a missile on on the ceiling above Arachnus, so you only have 9 instead of the 10 you would actually have in low percent fights.
Oh,
Also, if anyone happens to be playing bingo, go ahead and mark off green X farming on the card. We got some unfortunate RNG on Zeke's end. We get a classic energy tank on Arachnus.
Yep. Another super missiles on the way.
That's really nice. Super missiles not necessarily required. There are a couple instances where they could be required to destroy little plant barriers called Gurons. However, mainly players are just happy to see it early just because it helps so much on missile management.
Yeah, it makes a lot of things that you use missiles for much faster. Like this includes the stabilizers in Sector 1.
Yeah, it'll one-shot everything in Sector 1. Except for the charge core. But that'll just be 2-shot. Normally, by this point, players would be just kind of hoping for red X or green X drops to replenish some of their missiles. They'd be on like half by now, maybe a bit less. But Dragonfangs having super missiles is still at more than 5. Just burning a bunch of supers on Hornodes, which only take 2 P shots to deal with. Just because he can afford it.
And we also have CZeke going to Sector 2 first to open up the first security lock.
Interesting divergence. Randomizer has quite a bit of depth in the decision-making process of players, because pretty much anyone can be competitive in Randomizer so long as you're just kind of making intelligent gambles, because it is largely luck-based. So we see a lot of, like, not necessarily high execution players, but really good rando players just opting to take different routes than you would think would be optimal, just because they're still high percentage plays, and there's still just having a divergence would give them a better chance at beating their opponents.
Dragonfangs making sure to check every item in that room. They had the health and the high jump to do it. Wave beam for CZeke.
It's gonna open up a different routing opportunity in Sector 1. Not necessarily a better one, but they could backdoor the charge core. That'll be an interesting development if there's something behind the core that they could use.
Unfortunately, it is harder to hit things with accuracy when you have the wave beam.
That is true, yeah.
You see our first safety save on CZeke's end.
Curious, I don't think he actually checked behind the cargo room down below the recharge and save station.
He did not. That was Speed Booster, I believe. So that is early speed. That is nice to have.
Yeah, especially before the charge core. That's yeah, unfortunately, if Zeke does wind up going through the back doors, he's not gonna find that until after the charge core.
Going
into pretty nearby anyway.
Sector 4 to check this item, which
It's
is going to be something.
It's a damage boost for a major. We got ice missiles now. that will allow Zeke to one-shot the charge core, so that's convenient. So Dragonfangs with super missiles has a bit of a task on his hand, dealing with these Hornodes and shooting the door open in time without stopping to be able to charge a speed boost. It's kind of difficult to do. Because of the upgrade, you actually have a longer cooldown on your missiles. So you do have to shoot the second Hornode diagonally and then switch to horizontally to shoot the door.
Yeah. They were able to get it on their second try though, and CZeke back in Sector 2 using the ice missiles to probably check Keigo. Which also is an item for screw attack. That is something that could be very useful,
Wow.
but it opens up a lot of options, so they might not go to Sector 1 for a time.
I'm sure they will. That screw attack actually speeds them up considerably with the being able to one-shot the stabilizers just by jumping through them. You don't need to aim or anything. I was gonna say I was a little surprised they didn't check the shortcut between 2 and 1, but they actually can't get there without bombs or high jump to bounce up into the tunnel to get to the item.
Dragonfangs leaving the sector just as CZeke enters it.
So this is actually really good for Zeke, just finding that ice beam to get that screw attack early. It was a bit of a detour, so that cost him some time in terms of movement, but it'll make up for it here in Sector 1 for sure. And it almost will not, it will certainly not like burn them if when they're passing above the Ridley area. They're definitely not gonna screw attack through the floor and fall all the way down.
Nah. Dragonfangs using Speed Booster to pick up screw attack and immediately going right on through.
Yeah, with that high jump, they're gonna be able to just bounce right up in the tunnel.
And energy tank for their trouble. Zeke being very careful with jumping up these platforms to not destroy them with screw attack.
Yeah, that's a slight addition to the difficulty in moving through Sector 1. Just making sure you don't destroy all the platforms you're trying to ascend. And CZeke, having taken a bit of a detour, has so much health available to just literally burn here, going for this check in the Morph Ball Tunnel.
Decides to pick up the energy tank. Can't go wrong with more health.
And so we are still on the lookout for bombs. It could be, at this point, just about anywhere. They could be a lot of places in... Oh, wait, no, they need bombs to explore lower Sector 2. So yeah, call out in the chat. The Telltale Heart check in Sector 3 on the way to Level 2 locks has a good chance of having it. Could also be through the heated room in Sector 3. That's available with especially with Shine Spark. You don't even need any health to get there, but they have plenty of health to get back out.
Dragonfangs doing the one check they're able to for speed boosting through a bomb block.
That's a pretty solid play. Even I believe that that should be in logic with screw attack as well. So that's definitely a smart decision at this point. Leaving no stone unturned. Although Zeke kind of got rewarded by not being able to check it. It's just junk anyway.
Getting hassled by the crab a little on Zeke's end while Dragonfangs on their way to Sector 4. So they're going to be picking up an item from the down here, which I believe was ice missiles.
Yep.
CZeke just missing the speed boost. Getting it this time though. I mean, it was second try speed boost for both of them. CZeke opting to not pick up the missiles that are up there.
So Dragonfangs will need bombs to unlock. Well, they don't necessarily need bombs, but they're probably gonna wait for bombs to unlock level 2 locks. Because there is a clip they could do to unlock them early. It's just a lot of times it's not really beneficial because you still want to find bombs anyway. But maybe it's not so important with the screw attack in hand.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna check through the heated room.
Attempting a frame perfect shine storage, not quite getting it. There's a bit of a risk in that. If you're just slightly too early with that, you actually you break your speed boost just a hair too early, and you just collide with the wall instead of breaking it.
No, ends up picking up the power bomb tank. It is in the way after all. Find missiles.
So unfortunately, without space jump or bombs, they're unable to check the. Well, they could check the data room in Sector 5, but it'll be a soft lock.
Yeah, I was expecting them to go for that check since they took a safety save entering the sector, but
yeah, at this point, it wouldn't be a bad play, I guess. It would probably be faster since they didn't really find anything here to just reset out of it.
Huh? Wide beam.
Interesting. Not our progression, but interesting. At this point, what could the play be? Zeke is actually just clearing up what he had left behind in Sector 2. Just kind of putting himself further behind. Oh, there are checks up in the box area they could get by screw attacking that wall up above in the main lobby.
And it looks like Dragonfangs is doing exactly that as their plan.
Opting for a pseudo space jump where you shine spark horizontally and you just hold the jump button and you get a free jump out of it. And getting plasma beam. That's a really good find. What else? What else could they check here? They could check under box, but that would be a soft lock. So this current version, or not the current version, this is actually a few versions old. There have been patches lately, but we're using a version that actually was capable of placing an item below box that would be unobtainable without soft locking. Fortunately, whenever we roll seeds for the tournament, the admins actually do go through the spoilers and verify that there won't be any known soft lock locations. There's that location. There's the Ripper Tower if you have access to high jump, but not plasma beam. And newly uncovered is damage runs could potentially be required without having E-tanks to actually be able to pull them off. So they are on the lookout for that. So Dragonfangs knows that because the seed has been vetted, there's not going to be an item below box. It's not going to bother checking him.
Dragonfang seems to be at a little bit of a loss.
Yeah, unfortunately, these are level 2 doors down here too, so it's just gonna have to wall jump back out. Yeah, I'd be lost too. This is not a straightforward seed, I guess.
I think they might have to take one of these soft lock item location checks. Like the Sector 5 later room.
They have Screw Attack and Wave Beam. They don't have Space Jump, so they don't have logical access to get back out. But you don't necessarily need to get out in order to get in. They could actually be required at this point to dive down to the Ridley area. Down in Torian.
They could find Space Jump down there.
They would need... What would they... Is diffusion required for that that diffusion tank?
In Ridley, yeah, as far as I know, you do need diffusion to actually get to it.
I know it's possible without. I just don't know if the logic declares it possible without.
Yeah. Dragonfangs checking 2 items. That was a soft lock because the sector is about to repair itself as soon as he walked out of that room.
And with the green doors unlocked. I was thinking, like, for a while, I was like, well, no, there's no doors. There are no green doors leading to the elevator if you just go the vanilla way. But in fact, it's not getting to the elevator that's the problem. It's getting out of the elevator that's the problem. There's a green door up above in the hub.
Certain rooms cause Sector 5 to repair itself.
Yeah, Ervos, the charge core was actually one shot by CZeke because they had super ice missiles. So that's one box you can take off. So they do have the option. Oh yeah, they haven't checked this quite yet, but they do have the option to go to.
Oh,
well, here we go. There's bombs.
There's
okay.
bomb data. Whoa,
this was a good puzzle race. All right, we got bombs. We can continue. Now, where's gravity?
They may have been first to find bombs, but did they?
Oh, don't save here,
Uh,
Dragonfangs.
Yeah, this is.
Actually, you know what? No, it's fine. It's actually fine. Okay, they can just beat box and then jump out. Right. I've been in the situation before without the means to defeat box. Oh wait, no, the box doesn't
Box
spawn.
doesn't spawn because
Right.
they don't have green doors. You can't.
Right. Yeah, this is actually ironic because it was box was prevented from spawning in order to prevent soft locking, because you could just go through and enter the data room and it's a green door on the other side, so you would be stuck. So by preventing box from spawning, if you go down there without level 2 unlocked, then box never spawns and you can't climb out. Well, I guess it's more of a catch-22.
Like CZeke now checking Sector 5. Destroying the enemy they need to get the height by accident.
Yeah, he does have ice missiles. He could just go through that door up above. Just opting to take the door like a mile away. So thankfully, Dragonfangs did not save, so it's not soft locked here. I might have misused Shine Rain. I didn't know it's a tough one.
And now that the sector has repaired itself, they don't have a way out, and they can't even check the data room because that also got its door repaired. But now we have green doors for Dragonfangs.
Yeah, as pointed out in the chat, it's commonly recommended not to save in the middles of sectors because you might find there's no way back to the elevator.
Yeah, so you always only save when you're 100% sure. And now checking a heated room on Dragonfang's end. Well, now CZeke finding the bombs as well.
Now, will he soft lock? Yep.
The answer is yes. They will.
Okay, sees the green door. Hopefully he doesn't save. Good. Okay, just running through, checking the item. Okay. Breath held.
There.
Thank goodness. Okay.
So they're about to realize that they too have gotten themselves stuck here. No way to reach the ledge.
Yeah, if you save here, you just have to delete your file and start over from the beginning. But thankfully, they saved at the start of Sector 3 and not in a soft lock. Hopefully, a future version of the randomizer will have an option to use the save station to go back to the ship, similarly to the Metroid Prime 2 rando. But it's probably a few versions away at least.
And now we have Dragonfangs in Sector 4. Doing item check, finding power bombs. CZeke acquiring bomb beta for the second time. It's quite something to see 2 runners, but bombs get picked up 4 times total.
Yeah.
Everything's lowering the water level so you can get all the checks. Because without gravity suit, they have to lower the water to do the speed boost check. But they're heading towards Ceres, as I was expecting when they didn't check the initial 2 items right away.
You know, it's kind of funny. We talked at the beginning. We had a bit of foreshadowing. Both of them fell on their way to the missile hatch after the first data room. And it's like, man, they're both going to be feeling a little bit behind. And now they both took a while to figure out where bombs was and then proceeded to softlock. So they both got to be feeling awful right now.
Man, Dragonfangs starting the Ceres fight. CZeke leaving the sector after getting green doors.
Yeah, Ceres, depending on your execution, could take anywhere between 1 and 8 rounds to beat.
A power bomb tank. That is unfortunate. Not the kind of thing you want to see from Ceres. Or any boss that you go out of your way for.
Yeah. I like the decision if you have the means to 2-shot Ceres and you have Speed Booster, then it kind of routes pretty nicely to check these 2 afterwards, as well as the tank right before, that you won't be able to get from there, but you could get intel on it. And it can be something from time to time, but it's usually nothing. And if it's nothing, then seeing it is just as good as getting it.
And nothing really in the sector, though.
Did have an option of scouting the item down below as well, but that's I don't know if he did that earlier, but that's definitely an option.
CZeke is, though.
Okay, that should have hit. It looks like, I don't know, a missile tank?
Yeah, it looks like missiles.
Alright. I wouldn't be too surprised if Dragonfangs checked that on the way in. Yeah, there's no question in that it wasn't a major. Interesting seeing Fangs back in Sector 2. I feel like this is a bit of a gamble. Partially, like, it's a smart play going back into early sectors because they're typically loaded in this version of the randomizer. But also, I feel like this is a bit of a play from behind, just not going into 5 or 6, because they're only looking for gravity. No, charge and gravity at this point, I guess. But Sector 2 is likely pretty loaded, so being thorough and checking early sectors makes a lot of sense.
CZeke still doing their exploration of the Sector 4. So we're going to see where they go after they finish up there. Finding an item. The gravity suit.
Nice.
So it was definitely the right choice to go into the lower sector 2. So the only thing they really need is going to be charge beam. CZeke probably making their way out of sector 4 at this point. No, they will be going after Ceres.
Wow,
So they
Space
were a
Jump as well.
little slow on their routing. Because they checked some items after Ceres first.
I do like the play to be thorough. I wonder if they'll check before Zazabi. That has a pretty high chance of having an item. Zazabi itself, oddly, although having similar requirements, has a lower chance. Not really sure why that is, but it seems to be the case.
Who knows? But they will be
Okay.
going after Zazabi.
This is the play you make if you feel like you're either ahead or behind. So, interesting. Like, either you feel ahead and you just want to maintain the lead and get checks out of the way so you don't have to come back later. Or you feel behind and you're just gambling that this low percentage play will pay off.
But both runners ended up fighting the boss at the same time. CZeke defeating Ceres and getting just as disappointed about the powerbomb take, I'm sure. Power bomb tank.
Yeah, question in the chat. The getting out of lower sector 2 either requires space jump, high jump, or ice. There is also an option with bomb jumping and wall jumping. This probably going to be added in like higher difficulties, like level, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something. It's pretty hard. Probably 4.
Zazabi ended up having 3 powerbomb tanks behind him. Really not very useful to find that. And also caused all of these guys, the key hunters, to hatch. They could be a little more threatening if you're not careful, because they have high damage. Like CZeke entering Sector 6. And Dragonfangs gonna have to make their way out now because they don't have any way to defeat Notori. Not nearly enough missiles. And without Charge Beam, the one thing they're looking for in the first place, they don't have a backup.
Yeah, so Kazuto has been working pretty furiously on the new versions of the randomizer to patch out some of the potential soft locks from the generator, so the tournament organizers would have an easier time not having to vet them so much. But unfortunately, there were some new bugs introduced because that's how software development works. So there's not very much time to test the newer versions.
Yeah, CZeke is taking a lot of damage from the blue cores. And only finding missiles, decides to do a soft reset. Now we have Dragonfangs looking around Sector 5. Possibly planning to just go open the red doors. They're gonna be doing some checks.
Yeah, this isn't too far off the path. I do expect them to go up and onward to level 4 doors before going down lower Sector 5. Yeah, because it does unlock the level 3 doors for them. With Space Jump is able to get out of this data room just fine.
Yeah, find some missiles.
This is a very common softlock among even like knowledgeable players.
Is CZeke planning to go after the wide Corex?
Without power bombs, I have to assume so. No, okay, just getting a shine spark up.
They considered it for a moment, I think, but they saw a heated room.
So shine spark is pretty fast. However, it turns out the speed you get from high jumping is about as fast as shine sparking, although you do decelerate as you rise. And it's actually faster to grab and jump off the ladders as you climb than to actually charge a shine spark because of the door transitions and the time it takes to recover from bonking at the top. If you're not too confident with jumping off ladders, it is pretty difficult. You might as well just get a shine spark anyway.
CZeke fighting box while Dragonfangs opens up the locks, which I believe also opens 3 of the settings we have. So yellow doors, I believe, should be open as well. Box defeated on the last missile. So we're gonna see if their 1 item gain is worth it. More missiles.
Yeah, so I actually made a bingo card for like people in the chat if they want to just make it a little bit more interactive. It's fun, and I posted that in the Fusion Discord. So head on over there if you want to play the randomizer, and if you want to just play bingo, whatever you want to do, and just chat about Fusion.
Dragonfangs making their way back to Sector 5 after not finding Charge Beam.
There are a lot of seeds being posted from various people, just like kind of best ofs, effectively, like their most notorious or favorite seeds for whatever reason. So you can check out those if you want.
Yeah, this is a very difficult block to get. Like the timing is really strict for that morph ball.
It is easier though if you do a straight jump somewhat. Like the movement is slightly more complex but more forgiving, because whenever you do a straight jump you can aim up or down without stopping your momentum. You could just continue ascending when you aim down. So you could just approach the wall, tap down, and then as soon as you touch the ceiling, tap down again to morph. Although it is possible with a spin jump or a wall jump to just be really good and actually nail the very fast double tap. I believe Dragonfangs actually
Arius.
fast thumbs. So, oh, nice. Unfortunately, not saving the animals. Not entirely sure why I even put that on the bingo card for the tournament. There are runners who do it, that's true. I know of at least 2.
Yeah, I know when I first started randomizers myself, I often went to save the animals. And then I became more heartless and wanted to finish faster. Dragonfangs in lower sector 5. I missed which sector Zeke entered.
Looks like
I think it was
6.
6, yeah. So they've come back now. They had this. There's the charge beam. So
Ooh, all right. And that is go mode for Dragonfangs at 45, 15 or so?
yeah,
Probably not necessarily regretting not checking lower sector 5 earlier, but it kind of feels bad. Somewhat. I don't know. I wouldn't expect my opponent to check lower sector 5 when they can access level 4 doors.
yeah. So now it's just a matter of making their way out, doing a couple extra checks, maybe hoping for something that might make the final fights a little bit more manageable. An extra energy tank, couple spare missiles. Well, they have more than enough missiles, honestly. The only thing that might help them is just access to a Varia suit. Which, is mostly on the way. Depends if they decide to check over that area or not.
And with that charge beam, we got all beams. So this is... No, they don't have ice beam, do they? No, they don't have ice beam. Never
No
mind.
ice beam.
I was just looking at the tracker, but forgot we don't have ice beam because it's so obvious when you have it, because it kind of supersedes the sprites for all the beams.
Yeah. CZeke one more item check. There is an item down here, but we
Ice
know
beam?
it's power
Oh
bomb.
no! So power bombs is a very convenient item when you're traversing the station. It gives you a lot of checks along your path that otherwise would be locked. However, it also opens up checks along the path that you already checked. So it just makes you double dip everything, basically.
Dragonfangs have very clean first phase. Very clean second phase.
Playing it a bit safe here. With Space Jump and Screw Attack, you could lure the core up above and just kind of go for doubles as you would in any percent run. Looks like it's going for that now. Okay, just going for a single. But yeah, just getting the core a bit closer to the sweet spot where it stops for you to try to collect it and fail. What a tease, that ice core.
Dragonfangs on their way out. The only thing they have to do is defeat Omega. And unless there's some major tragedies, Dragonfang should have this in the bag.
But the question is, not only will he get the low height, but yeah, he's going for the. Oh, okay. He's going for the strat to do the screw attackless low height. We're going to be seeing that for the next few matches. People have actually put a bounty up for that. Costs a bit of time to fail it when you have screw attack already. But, oh well. A few seconds typically almost never matters in rando, but might.
Yeah, usually it won't matter that much. Although I have myself been in very close race. Not for the tournament, just more casual, but... Nope, Mega gets in the hit. Taking it relatively safe. Looks like we're back in Sector 3 for CZeke.
Dragonfangs trying to play it a bit safe by staying a bit further back. You kind of want to be kind of close if you want to stun lock it, but it is rather hard to stun lock it without the ice beam, just because the wavy beam has a bit of a weird hitbox. GG's to Dragonfangs.
GG's to Dragonfangs indeed.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome in,
Dragonfangs.
Dragonfangs.
I was so confused trying to find bombs.
Yeah, you both were. So how are
Yeah.
you feeling like after that fall right after the first data room, after missiles?
What?
Both you and Zeke actually fell on the way to the missile hatch going to Arachnus. It was pretty
Dude,
kind of fun.
I was like getting really frustrated because of how bad my platforming was at the start. And then I fell down and I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything difficult this entire run. I'm just gonna play. My hands are not working today.
And also
Hey,
welcome Zeke.
Well,
GG's.
I really wish I had at least been in go mode, and so I would have finished in that case. But I was still missing both charge beam and gravity suit. Where were they?
Oh, I'm missing gravity. Charge. I
Charge
So
was
gravity was in lower sector 2, along with space jump, and
yeah,
your
gravity
charge
was lower
was
too.
and charge was lower sector 5. The
Okay.
last item in 200 missiles, coincidentally.
Well,
When, like,
I was.
I felt like I was behind for a long time because of how long it took me to find bombs. I knew there was a chance, like because that was a really weird bomb location that Zeke also took a long time. But I assumed because of how long I assumed I was behind. But when I found a charge, I was like, no one checks this spot ever, so Zeke definitely didn't check her. But you didn't have my gravity,
nice.
okay.
I did weird routing, which is what I do when I'm up against someone better to see if I can make some unexpected checks that they miss, which actually worked for me last time, unusually.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this
looked
time
good.
it did not quite pay as well because I did get some things early, but they were not essential things.
Yeah, it looked good at first because you got that wave beam that sent you over to sector 4.
Yeah.
To get your ice missiles that sent you back to sector 2. You were avoiding sector 1 like the plague, and then you found screw attack there that let you full clear sector 1 a lot more conveniently.
Yes, I thought that might help.
That was an early
True,
boon. However, it evened out with the backtracking it required.
Sector
Yeah,
1 was
okay.
so stacked though. There were so many good items in one.
There were,
Yeah.
yeah.
One hand had like high jump supers, I think. And something else.
I think that
They
was
had like 3
main
majors.
deck, but yeah.
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 Supers were
Well,
main deck on the way down.
Oh, speed. Speed was in 1. When I found speed in 1, I was
Yes.
like, yes, this is.
Yeah.
I'm always worried that okay, maybe speed is in 2, and then going 1 word first is terrible. But then I found speed in 1. I was like, yes, this is. I was correctly.
Yeah. And then after avoiding Sector 1 like the plague, I avoided 2 like the plague, which worked really well for me last time, not so much this time.
Yeah, there was
Mhm.
gravity down there.
Yeah.
And then Dragonfangs ended up spending time on Zazabi while down there, just to find 3 power bomb tanks.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was still looking for charge, right? I knew like as soon as I got gravities, like I'm only looking for charge. I was planning to go down into Sector 2 and full check everything anyway. So I'll just keep checking things in case one of these are charge.
I thought the animals might save me for once because they had Varia, and I thought that might be the key, but it wasn't.
I was thinking about animals for a long time. I was feeling in my gut that animals had charge, but I think I was going to go to animals after clearing out 5, but I found charge there, so
Yep.
gonna happen.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
worst
as much
part of
as I
it
would have
was
Pardon? Go ahead.
the worst part of it was finding that Varia sent you into Sector 6 where you found
Yeah.
power bombs in the bottom.
Oh
Yeah, that
no.
one is actually Autumn's fault because Autumn once said that Varia and Screw Attack point towards Sector 6.
They do though. I would
Yeah.
if I had found Varia, I would have done like if I had gone to animals before going to 2, I would have also gone straight into 6. With
Ah.
Screw and Varia, I would for sure go into 6.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I won't get to play more in the tournament, but as a fan of Fusion and a fan of yours in particular, it's better for the audience that you continue.
I don't say that. You played really well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I
you took
think
a game off of Dragonfangs,
GG.
so
Yeah, even one is an accomplishment. So
I was
I am pretty proud of that.
super worried, like going through the final motions that you were just slightly ahead of me. And you were like fighting Omega when I was going out to main deck, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. But
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Since there are no clues between in progress and finished, you have to wonder the whole time.
Yeah, you're always scared. It's
You know,
Mhm.
an interesting thing is that there were a few things you two ended up doing in common, including Softlocks. Like,
Oh,
both of you, after getting bombs, went into the box area.
oh yeah. I thought
we
I could.
were
I
holding our
thought-
breath, hoping you wouldn't save, and thankfully you didn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Saving would be. I thought high jump and screw was enough to get out, but apparently, as I went down there, I was like, this is only 1 check, and I kind of want to go here after unlocking doors anyway. I don't know why I went down there. It was really stupid.
yeah, that was exactly my mistake too. I thought I could get it with high jump.
And like as I went down there, I was like, well, I can't find box. I can't fight the box yet, so it's literally 1 check that I kind of want to do after opening doors. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was great. Thanks
Yeah,
everybody
GGs.
for watching. I look forward to watching how Dragonfangs played it.
I'm looking forward to the
Yeah,
next match.
a lot of the same plays until like after bombs. I think he diverged. Like Dragonfangs. What led you to dive into Sector 2 right afterwards?
I think I went into 4 as soon as I got bombs.
Oh,
But then
well, yeah, that-
4 had
Yeah.
4 had nothing. But I kind of like going to I had high jump and screw. Like I could check as long as I can check behind Sasabi, I'm happy to go into lower 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
my usual thing.
You all were this close to seeing a Gary play from me, by the way, because Varia also pointed to him.
It's never Gary. Gary betrays you.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was gonna be the direction we were going at one point because you went through the door and saw the heated room.
Yes, and I realized that there were several heated rooms on that path. So without Varia, I was not going to make it.
Not both ways, at the very least.
No.
But like people make this misconception all the time that if you get a certain item, that means that you're supposed to go somewhere. That's not how statistics work, right? It's
No.
just it feels correct. Like you have to get the gut feeling, but it's you just check like you go where there are the most items always.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we should wrap things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either of you have any last words you want to say to those watching?
Just that I had a lot of fun, and if you play Fusion Rando, you'll have a lot of fun too. So join the Discord.
Heck yeah. And huge thanks to the runners. Huge thanks to the audience for making this a fun time as always. And huge thanks to our tournament organizers, of course. They're doing so much work. They're so busy lately. It's been a lot of fun, and they've done a really great job. And definitely thank you, Luna Leica, for joining me on commentary for sure.
Yeah, and thank you to you as well to also joining commentary and able to provide a lot of insight to the game. I also give a thank you to everybody for watching. There will be a lot more Fusion Randomizer tournament to come. There's plenty more matches you can catch, so feel free to hop in whenever you see they're going on.
See you next
Thanks
mission.
for coming, everybody.
Save the animals.